Thank you for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. Thank you so much for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. This is a pre-recorded video, and this is going to be on the new OWN show. I'd cooled off on OWN, but these are 6 ladies that I think are beautiful. They're entrepreneurs. They are putting Houston's already on the map, but they are names in Houston, and I just want to support them. And I also wanted to just see what the show was about. And y'all, I like the first episode. I want to review, recap, give my opinion. So this is on Saturday night. So the reviews will probably be on Sunday or Monday morning, just depending on when I can get to it. But this pre-recorded video, I'll probably go ahead and post it Monday morning. So this is Hart and Hustle Houston, Making It Rain. And since these ladies are new, what I'm going to do is share some of the cast information so that we can get to know them a little bit. And let me just go in and share my screen. Okay, here we are. This is the first part I'll share with you. And let me just look back and see how that looks. Okay, so here we are. Munira Page. See Munira? She's a wife. She's a mother. Can you see? She is an electrical engineer by trade. She did that for 20 years. We find out during the course of this show that she is no longer active. She is a full-time content creator. Family, lifestyle. She has brand deals. So that's Munira. Chloe Cook is an planner. She's a businesswoman. I think she said that she does weddings as well. And so she's known for that. This is Roe Picardo, hospitality entrepreneur. When we meet her on the show, she is on the fence about leaving a job at a popular Houston area bar restaurant. We see her sit down with the person who's also a close friend. So there's kind of torn feelings about that. So that's the beautiful Roe. Here is LaTorria. We start out with LaTorria. This is LaTorria Lemon. And she is, all of the ladies are young. Well, she's 36. Is she the baby? Let me see. She is down. She's there with LeBrina as the baby. Okay, so she's a publicist. She has some big names that she's worked with. She was able to show Shaq, Megan Thee Stallion, who's a Houston area and worldwide international celebrity now. Also, she has some work done with Fitty. And this is Elena Salisbury. She is very engaging. She has a beauty brand. And I'll show you some of her Instagram as well. She was the first one that I actually saw the Instagram. I'm sure all of them have as well, but I'm following her. And her husband is introduced as well. She married a high school sweetheart, everybody. And we're going to see a little bit more talk from her about her relationship with Josh, who is her husband. I believe she said they've been married 15 years or so. But as the women probe and they just talk, things start to come out about them and kind of a different season that she's in her marriage. So she is the first lady that I felt became extremely candid, extremely vulnerable. And I don't know, tuck my heartstrings a little bit because I was saying, don't tell them all of this yet. It's the first episode, but she's real and she wants to be real. This is LeBrina. LeBrina owns a spa. She's 35 years old. And one of them have, we'll see as they go through. One of them hosted a couple's dinner on the ranch, and then the other single ladies had a singles, kind of like a girls' night in at the house, which was LaTorria, Roe, and Chloe came. Chloe's still dating a younger guy. So let me stop sharing that one. And then what I'm going to do, there is another, you see the ladies behind me. So I don't know them well yet. What I did like is that as the show started to progress, they would put the name by who was speaking because it's not easy to get to know everybody. So they start out, Houston is the Hollywood of the South. They show, of course, Beyonce. Is she probably Houston's most famous resident? Maybe. They show Beyonce, they show Megan Thee Stallion. They talked about how many women entrepreneurs are birthed in Houston. We start out with LaTorria. I want to show the cast again, y'all. Let me do that. I think that would be a good place to. Okay, here's LaTorria. Make sure I'm still showing. No, I'm not. Okay, one moment. So LaTorria starts out with the first scene. So she has a scene with the chef. She's opening a new restaurant. And what she said, she's doing a soft opening because it's not open to the public yet. She is meeting with her chef, and she's telling the chef that she wants the ladies to come over and for them to try the menu items. She wants everything to run smoothly, just as if they're open for business to paying customers. So she's engaging. I like LaTorria. I liked all the ladies, actually. I'll just tell you, I liked everybody. So she's a co-owner of this restaurant, and then she's still a top flight publicist. She's worked with Shaq, Meg, 50, as I said. So she's having a meeting with the chef regarding that. We meet Chloe. Chloe shows up because she's also in a space where she hosts events and that sort of thing. She is complimenting LaTorria on the restaurant. She's proud of her. She is, they say, a wedding event planner, but it looks like she can do any type of event. We find out later that she has 3 children. She's dating a younger man. The conflict within that comes up later as well. And then we find out that she married, she had a very close relationship with, I don't know if she said it was a high school sweetheart or not, but they were together for 7 years, very much in love. This man passed away within a year of her marrying him. So it was very tragic for her and also the children. So we have LeBrina. LeBrina is a spa owner. Roe is working at, as I said, in nightlife, but also for restaurant. And she said that she has opened restaurants for James Harden. She does a lot of different events. Munira is the electrical engineer turned content creator. She's the one, from certain angles, she actually looks like Royce Reed to me. So let me see. Munira. Let me show you Munira. She's a wife. She's a mother. There she is. We get to meet her husband at the couples night that's hosted on the ranch. So something about her face, just at a close, you see that? Just certain angles. I don't know why. She just reminded me of Royce Reese. I'll give everybody a close while I'm sharing this. There's Chloe Cook. Beautiful Chloe Cook. We find out she's a widow. She's the one with 3 children. This is Roe. She's a single lady. She likes to date. She says she dates athletes. She likes tall men. A lot of things come up about her. She was really funny. They had a cute conversation at LaTorria's house. LaTorria invited them over. LaTorria's dog was there, and they just kind of had girl talk. They were really cute and funny. And those are the 3 Houston single ladies. I said Munira is married, content creator doing family types brands events. Is Elena. Elena is the one. Now, when I show you her Instagram, you see this beautiful short cut on her, gorgeous. She shows all these angles in her face. She's beautiful. All of them are really pretty. But she has short hair on the show, but she also wears long hair that you'll see on her Instagram page. So she's the one that's married to her high school sweetheart, Josh, and she's giving us a lot of information about their marriage. And then there was a scene where they all sat down together and Chloe's kind of probing. This is LeBrina. She is the spa owner. She's very outspoken as well. She was having a lot of feedback during LaTorria's event. So I would like to go ahead and just leave that up while I'm talking about this, just so you see the ladies. Okay, let me go. I'll show most of them, and then as I talk about them, I'll show you more. Okay, so they all come to this soft opening where they're trying the menu items. They're sitting down. They start to talk a little bit more about what's going on in each of their lives. We start to hear more about Chloe, because it was Chloe actually, she said, when she was asking Elena how long Elena had been married, I've been with him since the 10th grade. I think he was in the 10th grade. She was in the 9th grade. They're high school sweethearts. They've been together 21 years total. As you can see, the lady's only in her late 30s. So they got 21 totals. And Chloe said, "Ooh, I'd be sick of him by now. That is boring." She was doing a lot of talking for somebody that didn't really know what Elena was going through. So you could kind of see on Elena's face that it was getting to be a kind of a lot. So Chloe's like, "Boy, I'd be sick of him." And then she said, "Oh, I love your jewelry," and they were just complimenting each other, which I love. And Elena is beautiful. She's complimenting her style, her beauty, everything. And she's like, "But where's your wedding ring?" She said, oh, sometimes I don't wear it. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really go with what I'm wearing. And Chloe was like, oh, okay. So you don't wear it? Then she started kind of probing into her marriage a little bit. So we could tell that Elena was getting a little bit uncomfortable. So then she asked her to clarify whether or not they are still together within the marriage. And it comes out because, as Chloe was saying that she would be bored, it comes out that Elena and Josh are sleeping in separate bedrooms. So we get a confessional with Elena saying that she doesn't want to be asked all those questions just at an event where they're just supposed to be sitting there talking to each other. We get different confessionals with the other ladies. LaTorria is kind of uncomfortable. She said, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I kind of need ChatGPT. She was funny, but it was her event and it was a little awkward. So then we get another confession with Elena saying that things are not perfect. They are in separate rooms, but the jury doesn't dictate. She's still married. She's still committed to her husband. Elena, why did you cut the conversation? You don't owe Chloe or anyone that. That was really uncomfortable for the people that were there. For a viewer watching, I hope this show doesn't start out in that. It came up that she is still committed to her marriage. She is still in love with Josh. We don't know details about what's going on. It could just be, we go through stages in a marriage. But somehow his looks came up, and Chloe doesn't have a filter, y'all. Chloe said that he's not fine. And this got Elena kind of upset. She started defending him. Okay, y'all may be sleeping in separate bedrooms, but she said, I'm going to defend my husband. He's fine. He's fine. She said he dresses well and his shoe game is on point and he's fine. And Chloe was like, he's not fine. And I could see what Chloe was talking about when I see Josh later. He is very nice looking. They make a beautiful couple. But Elena is the only one that has to think he's fine. So I thought it was kind of funny that she got offended. So confessional LaTorria was saying that she thought that Elena was kind of pointing out too. She was kind of doing a lot. So during the soft opening, they were discussing the event. One of them wanted a drink. It might have been LeBrina. And she was saying, is it going to take another half hour to come out? I don't know if LeBrina really should have been criticizing LaTorria's event, the service, things like that. I mean, it's season 1, episode 1. It is the soft opening. And that's what LaTorria ended up saying. It's a soft opening. And then LeBrina was saying, well, I'm a spot owner. And, there's a lot less room for error when it comes to us. They have the conversation about Black business versus other businesses, which I find to be true. People can get bad service or slow service or anything from other businesses, and they will constantly give them second, third, fourth, 10th chances. Whereas with Black businesses, some of them, especially a smaller businesses, if there's slow service or something not quite right, or it's not handled to the best of the way you think it should be handled, and you're telling everybody and swearing never to do business with them again. So I didn't like that. It came up with Chloe that Chloe enjoys younger men. She's dating a younger man. We find out that her boyfriend Jordan is 17 years apart from her. That is a lot. We find out later that she has a son, Rico. She has 3 children. Rico is helping with his little sisters. There's a scene where she comes home and we find out that there's a little strain between them. It's because of this young man. She had Rico when she was 20 years old. She's dating someone 17 years her junior. And she tells the audience, and we can do math, that he is not too far in age from her son. So LeBrina was saying that all she could think about is a cougar tearing up a young cub. So I'm with LeBrina on that. That's young. So LaTorria invites Elena over just to make sure everything was okay. They talk again. Kind of her marriage comes up again. The couples night was for Will and LeBrina. We find out that LeBrina is married to Will, who was in the NFL. He had quite a few seasons. I think they say 9 or 10 seasons in the NFL. They're a beautiful couple. The ranch is gorgeous. They're on 5+ acres in Texas. Horses, pool, the whole 9. Gorgeous. So they've only been married 2 years, but they've been together a lot longer than that. So we'll hear more about that later. Munira and Norm show up. Munira's wearing her fur, y'all. So I guess it was kind of chilly out, but then I love the fact that even though you're going to a friend's home, they were dressed up. It was couples night and everybody looked so pretty. So Munira and Norm have been married for 11 years. This was the electrical engineer. Let me make sure that their picture is okay. Yeah, you still see her, Munira. So she said she wanted more time with her family, more time to kind of have her time be her own, because electrical engineering was very strenuous. She said she even ended up in the hospital. So it was best for her to just have a career where she could be with her family, schedule her own hours. So she's a full-time content creator. Excuse me. We have Elena and Josh arrive. I didn't see anything like off with the chemistry, but I guess maybe they've been together so long, you know, that's just what it is. Norm was joking that he is the full-time driver for Munira, and he was saying that he mainly does that because she might be like doing her content creating and kind of filming and things like that. Josh was like him too. He said he doesn't mind the driving, he just don't want all the commentary. So I like the couples engaging with each other. They were having drinks, they were eating a little bit of kind of not snacks, but they had food. So that was really nice. One of them asked Elena the secret to a long-term marriage. Excuse me. When she asked them how long they had been together, and she said, I thought it was kind of awkward. She said, well, I was talking to a lady one time and I asked her the question and she said, well, if somebody gets naked, see whether or not you're still mad or something like that. But you could tell it wasn't her answer. And she was uncomfortable with the fact that she's asking about a long-term marriage, but not a happy marriage. I don't know if longevity is the point. So Josh was joking, yeah, well, do that tonight. Do that tonight. Now, we know that they're in separate bedrooms, so that was kind of a little awkward, but he didn't do or say anything to embarrass her, but he was kind of jokey, and she was a lot more, her feelings were kind of she wears her feelings on her sleeve. She seemed to be very sensitive, and I noticed that when she was at the table with the ladies, and Chloe was being more forward and kind of just throwing things out and asking questions. And then confessional Chloe was like, Elena's kind of buttoned down. And Elena says, yes, my family and who we are very, my mother would say, don't look like what you're going through. So you might be buttoned up, but you might be a storm underneath. And that has to be hard for her to carry that. I hope this season is not too hard on her. I really do. I see that she's able to put it all out there. And I appreciate that as a reality TV viewer. But I also can be respectful and sensitive to what a person is going through. I don't want her to do too much. She doesn't owe us all that. She really doesn't. I mean, she was putting it all out there, y'all. She was putting it all out there. So they were all discussing the marriage. Is intimacy still hot after long term? They were discussing tantric yoga, tantric massage. There's all types of grown folk talk. Chloe, the next scene we have Chloe. She arrives home. Nico is there with his little sisters. Little sisters are the same all over the world. One of them, he was like, okay, you don't have enough snacks. Of course, she's going to get another snack and eat. He called her a big bag. But she was only like 7 or 8. He's maybe 20 or so. But the little girl was joking. So I guess that was okay. She tells us more about that. She lost her husband after they had been together for 7 years, like very shortly after they got married. It's like, Nico, I need to talk to you. We can tell this is for the camera because he's like, I don't want to talk to you. No, we're not talking right now. And we get a confessional with her, and she tells the viewer, Chloe said, I don't appreciate the way he's treating me in my home. We're not speaking, and it's over my boyfriend. Now, I like what I have seen of Chloe so far, but I don't like this, her getting into it with her son over this boyfriend, because the boyfriend is so much younger than her and almost the same age as her son. And she tells the viewer that she doesn't think Nico should have anything to do with what goes on in her relationship. But then also she tells the viewer that Nico kind of was her rock when she lost her husband and the kids lost their father. He's the rock of the family. And even when she came in and the little girls, his sisters, his siblings, he's almost in a father role. So I don't know how she can tell him he doesn't have anything to do with her relationship, but you've made him kind of the man of the house. So that has to be confusing. Nika didn't want to talk on cam. He tells her, when you come in, I leave. So, and I feel like it was over the young man. It's got to be embarrassing for him. Who knows? Maybe they even move in the same circles. I don't know. So Chloe also, y'all, and she's telling this story, she starts to tear up. And I know she told this story before, but as she's telling it in the confessional to the viewer, she's grieving. She is grieving. So hopefully we get therapy with, hopefully she's had that already and the children have. She could share that with the viewer or not. Again, I'm torn between what I want to see on the screen and what I feel like, well, would this be the best to share this and have this out there? But she is going to help somebody. She is. Rico's situation, all of that is going to, Nico, all that's going to help somebody. So LaTorria invites Chloe and Roe. They come over for the singles girls out. The dog is there. She has charcuterie board, drinks. Roe's telling us that she quit the club job over at Victoria. So we see a conversation with her and a personal friend. Chloe, we can already tell Chloe kind of the party girl. She said, well, what about dinner in the private room? Are we still going to have that access? Because I love that. And she said, yeah, I'm still friends with the owner, so we can still have that. She said, because that was cute. So LaTorria is saying that young guys are kind of looking for sugar mamas. She's not into that. And then we find out that Roe believes in having a roster. She likes to rotate her men. LaTorria says that she really doesn't have enough bandwidth for multiple men, plus her jobs, her career, opening this restaurant. So she doesn't want to be like rotating someone. They're all single and happy about it, but LaTorria would prefer to have one man, and the other two are just, they're dating. Chloe got her young man. She was funny, y'all. She was saying that maybe LaTorria should get a Nigerian because they're serious to date. She tells the viewer that she dated a Nigerian in her 20s for 9 years, but that the person was a scammer. So now she wants to fix LaTorria up. So we find out from Roe, Roe dates athletes. She likes people. She's 5'9". She's a tall lady. So she likes to date men that are 6'5" and up. You cut the dating pool way, way down because a lot of men are not that tall. So they're joking about it. We see Elena go over to LeBrina's house, and LeBrina and Elena start having a conversation. We see confessional Elena saying she just feels comfortable with LeBrina because LeBrina is the one that just married. She's a newlywed. She's only been married 2 years, even though she's been with her husband's name is Will, the one that was in the NFL. She's been with him for years and dated him when he was active in the NFL. Now they're in kind of like a different relationship. And she does tell the viewer when he was in the NFL, he was doing that NFL thing, you know, as they travel, they attract certain people to them. She said that she was cheated on. We find out from Elena that Elena was cheated on during the engagement. But she said, now think about it, y'all. She's been with this man since they were, I think she said, one was a junior and one was a sophomore or something, but high school. And now they've been in this relationship for 21 years. They've been married for 15 of it. But she said during the engagement, when he cheated, she really didn't want people to know. There's a lot of things going on in her marriage that she doesn't want people to know because she doesn't want to feel like they're judging or anything like that. So that explains another reason why she was glossing over the long-term marriage question, and that her family is so buttoned down, she doesn't want to show people what she's really going through. So LeBrina was asking her, well, how long has it been since the two of you are intimate? You're in separate bedrooms and everything. And Elena tells the viewer that it's been 2 months. So LeBrina immediately starts joking about cobwebs and all this kind of stuff. But Elena, you can see that she is really, this is bothering her. This whole what's going on in the marriage is bothering her. LeBrina shares that, well, Will, when he was active in the NFL, there were times he cheated, but the man I'm with now is a different man, which that's good that he's mature. We see actually, they put in pictures of the wedding. We see Will crying at the sight of his bride. That was really special. I love that they shared that. So Elena's saying, yeah, that Josh cheated during the engagement. She cries over it. And confessional, LeBrina tells us that they have been through the storm as a couple and that they're not perfect, but this is a different man and they don't know. Elena is the one saying she doesn't know what next steps are going to bring, but she's hopeful for her marriage. She's still committed to her marriage. Y'all, please, I don't want to see this marriage break up on TV. I don't want to see it. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm locked in. I need to know what's going to happen, but I just hope Elena puts herself and Josh puts himself, and just as a family, they put themselves first and they don't owe the viewer all that. And I'm the main one. I don't like when people try to fake the funk for TV, but again, I want them to be careful of what they're going to show. So that was a pretty good first episode. We're going to see a preview of the season. Some of the ladies are going to get into it about little things. They're going to have real camaraderie because sometimes the little jokes that they make, about each other. It seems like a real friendship. We can hear some of them saying they're working toward a sisterhood. So I feel like some of them know each other more than others. We have Elena and Chloe are going to get a scene together where she's addressing Chloe about the Josh not being fine comment. I don't know. I think she's upset about something else, and she just want to put this on Chloe, because who cares if people think your husband is fine or not? LeBrina even said, if somebody think my husband was fine, I would just laugh. And Will's fine. Will's a cutie. Josh is very nice looking as well, but Chloe doesn't have to think that your husband is fine, Elena. I think this is about something else. We're going to see a scene where Josh and Elena go through couples therapy. Hopefully they will be, even whether it's behind the scenes or not, something with Chloe and Nico. Because then we see a scene where they are going through it, and he says, well, I'm going to tell you this about your little boyfriend. When I see him, it's going to be on site. And Chloe ends up saying to her son, you mean like you're going to fight him or something? So I'm hoping and praying that she doesn't put this young man in that position where they could fight or something over the son. I mean, the son fight over this young man. So Heart and Hustle Houston, excuse my finger, y'all. I want to go back and show everyone's picture again. That's Mira. Remember, she's the electrical engineer, 43, wife and mother. Chloe Cook, dating the young man with 3 children. She's a widow as well. There's Roe Picardo, 39. They just have hospitality entrepreneur, but we know she opened restaurants before. She's on the verge of leaving a job, but I think she's still helping there at that restaurant. LaTorria also mentioned she wouldn't mind having her friend work in her restaurant. You know, she's half owner in this new restaurant that she opened, and she said she would not mind having her work there. I think she's called, let's see, Rain's Restaurant, something like that. So she wouldn't mind, LaTorria wouldn't mind having Roe work with her. And then here are the other 2 ladies, Elena Salisbury, she's a beauty entrepreneur. I'm going to show her Instagram so you get to see. That's her with the beautiful short haircut. But when I show you her Instagram, you will see that she's wearing longer hair. This is LeBrina Jackson. She owns the spa. So she was mentioning to LaTorria that, you know, things were moving kind of slow at the soft opening. And LaTorria was kind of like, oh, well, everything's not 100% open, but of course, I want things to be perfect, but nothing is going to be perfect. So none of these ladies have a problem speaking their mind, except for maybe Elena. But I think that's just because if she says she's buttoned down and she doesn't want to reveal like herself is all over the place. Okay, what I'm going to do is share this screen again so that I can show. Elena is the one that I am following on Instagram now. And as I go through and get the other ladies' pages, I will follow everyone and support the show. Color du Jour. This is her brand. And let me look. I gotta make sure that we are. Okay, we are. I am sharing. And everyone, if you are not subscribed to Sandra P's Gen Extra, go ahead and leave a like. I would appreciate that as well as you subscribing. If you feel like you like to enjoy looking at recaps. And then I'll do a lot of lives as well. This is pre-recorded. I'll be in the chat on my pre-recordeds, but I do lives on most of the recaps. Color du Jour. This is Elena, as I said. See, she's wearing her hair longer on that. We get the short hair on at least the first episode. Owns Heart and Hustle. So she has the show up there. She's God First. Mom of 2, all things beauty. You know, she's going to do with her husband on the show. So we'll see what happens with that. Founder of Color du Jour and owner of Color du Jour Makeup Lounge. Okay, she's followed by Portia. She's followed by one of my other sisters, Drop the Tea. So we'll get reviews from Drop the Tea. I know Sassy's doing it as well. And actually, Tea Talk with Your Girl let me know that she's reviewing, recapping the show as well. I'm not sure of the schedule. Look at that beautiful ad, Flawed but Fearless. This is Elena with the short hair, everybody. Come on, leopard print, that's beautiful. What is that? That's not leopard print? I don't know, but it's pretty. Oh, look at the guy, Houston. And she's a Houston native. The rest of them did not really say, but she made sure to point it out. I'm a Houston native. So she is. I love that. I love their ad. Look at her product. It's really beautiful. Elena, Heart and Hustle. She got a little toy on there. Okay, this is an Essence. They actually received, I read that. That was a really good article. On series, Heart and Hustle, Houston spotlights the power and pressure of Black Womanhood in the Bayou City. August 2nd. I love this for everybody. I think this is going to be a good show. Next. Of course, I cried, still not over Julie's wedding. I'm not sure that I wasn't following it at the time. But this is gonna be a pretty good show. This is really interesting. She looks just like her sister. There's a few pictures of them together. Okay, so that is Instagram page. You go through and follow all the ladies. I have to follow my own advice to make sure I'm following the rest of the ladies as well. So there is Elena. I'll give the first episode an 8 because I didn't really know everything going on. So that's why I'll give it an 8. I like the way they introduced everyone, told us a little bit about everyone, and I feel like we're going to be able, let me turn my camera off, everybody. I think it's frozen, to get to know this cast. But it is a likable cast. All of the ladies seem like they are willing to share, get out there, put it out there. And I did notice that it is a new production company called Motion Entertainment. So thank goodness. I was kind of leery. I did not know if they would be going with one of the production companies that are not sensitive or positive for women. But Motion, and as far as how this first episode was handled, I thought it was pretty good. OWN, I've had my criticisms of OWN, but I think that this is going to be a really great show. So I hope everyone follows me through with the recaps. Thank you for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. And I will see you in the YouTube streets, also doing my recap reviews. And just like the video if you have not already, and subscribe if you have not already. Thank you. Goodbye.